Hello, my name's Luke Harrower. I'm a bad person. Donated to charity. Got a call from my bank. Suspicious activity. I'm dead, alright. I listen to music to start beat. I love that Pharrell Williams song, Happy. Don't like the opening line, though. Because the opening line of that song goes, it might sound crazy what I'm about to say. Then he just says some quite normal stuff. Honestly, that song should go, it might sound crazy what I'm about to say. The sperm of a fruit fly is 7 centimeters long. Bit about me, I work as a chef, but I'm trying to leave that line of work now because I hate it. But, you know, I did it to myself because I knew catering was going to be hell. My first day at catering college, we had a retired chef talk to us about his experience in high-end kitchens and how stressful it is. The key thing they touched upon is how a lot of chefs who struggle with pressure start taking drugs, and I get the appeal. I can't do recreational drugs. I'm already a bit too hyperactive. I'm aware of that. This is me on Lucozade. Imagine cocaine. Never actually taken hard drugs. Once thought I'd taken hallucinogenic mushrooms. Turns out, just imagining it. But I'm also like this because, like, I'm in front of people. Like, yeah, here's some people in this kind of situation, they say they get so nervous that they nearly vomit. I have the opposite problem. I get so excited I vomit. Yeah, it's not better. Like, I'm not allowed to do charity work because they give you a donation bucket. I don't use that bucket for donations. My nickname when I was a kid was Pukey Lukey. Oh. Yeah, it's a cool name to give to a child. Who gave it to me? My parents. That's not the only reason I'm a bit all over the place. The thing is, there's a 50-50 chance I got ADHD. Say 50-50 because I haven't actually been properly tested. I've arranged to be tested, waited 2 years for it to happen, forgot to go. To be fair, though, on the test where they're trying to find out if you struggle to pay attention, forgetting your appointment should be a pass. ADHD makes me forget what I'm doing a lot of the time, and like that's especially annoying when I do online shopping, because I'll order stuff in a basket, but by the time it arrives, I'll have forgotten the reason I did it. Because at some point last year, I bought shaving cream, a knife, 3 copies of the same Coldplay album, a Nerf gun, and some condoms, and I can't remember why! Like, I have a weird fixation on numbers, and one of the weirder sides of my number brain is that I can never remember anyone's name the first time I meet them. But I can always remember how many letters their name has. Like that is any use to me whatsoever. If someone comes up to me and says, "Don't you remember me?" I can't go, "Yeah, of course I do. You're worth 7 points in Scrabble." On top of the ADHD, I've also got Irish family. Like, you think I speak fast? Compared to those guys, I am sedate. I'm half Irish, half Scottish. My dad's a proper dour Scottish man as well. You would not be able to guess what his hobby is. Because genuinely, he enjoys profiling convicted criminals. Yeah, for his own amusement. What'd you get a guy like that for Christmas? My mum, meanwhile, is on the opposite side of the spectrum. This lovely, jovial Irish woman, but that being said, absolute moron. Yeah, suddenly Pukey Lukey's not getting the sympathy. No, but one of the things she did, she once bought me a short-sleeve T-shirt that said Merry Christmas. It's always nice to wear something Christmassy you can't use in cold weather. So, call my mum a moron. At least she's not a conspiracy theorist, because, I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, as if the internet isn't already a beehive of misery. Now we've got people thinking, like, the world is run by lizards. And drinking tap water turns you into a woman. Though there is actually a tiny modicum of truth to that last one, though. Because man-made intervention has put estrogen into the water supply, it has caused fish living near sewage runoff to start to develop more feminine characteristics. We're making mermaids. So cool, isn't it? We need to go further. Let's give a lizard Tabasco sauce, see if it turns into a dragon. Well, I'm back tangentially on the subject of food. Like, I am very opinionated about it. Something that baffles me is posh food. Because supposedly if you're posh, you're supposed to eat stuff that you can find on your own land. But I live in a pretty rough area, and I don't know how to cook a sofa. Like I said, I am a chef, and I am genuinely trying to leave that job. The job I really want to be is a writer. I have actually wrote a whole novel, but it didn't help me become a professional writer. All it did was it made me hate kids' books. Because to put you in my shoes, imagine writing 70,000 words and only selling 20 copies. Then you see a kid's book, 20 words selling 70,000 copies, can make you a little bitter. I'm tired of all the tropes in kids' stories as well. These beautiful heroes versus ugly monsters, and there's usually animal characters. The fox will be wily and the owl will be wise. Apart from in the Gruffalo, but that book's a subversive masterpiece. It does not invite comparison. Something weird I wanted to address was that a lot of these books have these really strange, long-winded titles, and I found out the reason for it. Because we're living in an internet age and self-publishing is easier than ever, a lot of books are being given clickbait titles in order to sell more copies. Yeah, like it or not, clickbait is the next evolution of art. If Leonardo da Vinci were alive right now painting The Last Supper, he'd have to title it, "You Won't Believe Which One of These 12 is a Murderer." Bit about me, I am single. I think my problem is I am just awful at flirting. My friends who are better at it than me, they give me advice like, don't let rejection get you down and just speak from the heart. Sod off, mate! My heart's an idiot. My heart makes me say things like, do you like the soup? And the girl will be weirded out. But if she's nice, she'll reply, yeah, I do. But then I'll go, oh, really? 'Cause I don't. To be fair, I also don't care about how I look. I think people can care too much about their appearance. Plastic surgery's a big thing. I would never get plastic surgery. I don't want my family to have the decision of whether to bury me in a coffin or the recycling bin. In terms of looks, I'm not sure these shirts are doing me any favours. I have noticed that since I started wearing them, homeless people have stopped asking me for money. I think when it comes to relationships, though, love songs on the radio give people unrealistic expectations. Like, the song Grenade by Bruno Mars is a perfect example, because the lyrics go, I would catch a grenade for you, throw my head on a plane for you, jump in front of a train for you, I would do anything for you. And if this guy was actually a boyfriend, you'd be thinking, can you not, mate? You're being a bit clingy. These songs are just so needy. The feeling of a song that goes, I love it when you call, but you never call at all. Take a hint. There's so many meaningless gestures in these songs. Really though, one of the most common gestures you can make to your lover is to offer to walk 1,000 miles for them. Because you have the Proclaimers, and I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more. But you also have Vanessa Carlton, and you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you. But you also have Hey There Delilah by Plain White Tees. 1,000 miles seems pretty far, but they got planes and trains and cars. I'd walk to you if I had no other way. No, you wouldn't. The average walking speed is 3.5 miles an hour. If you were going constantly, you could cover 1,000 miles in 12 days. Being more realistic, you're still sleeping and stopping for food is going to take you double that time. And after 3.5 weeks of walking non-stop, by the time you get there, you're going to think, I'm not in the mood.
So, how long have you been doing comedy?
Just over a year.
Wow!
Yeah.
Really? Just?
Yeah.
Because that was incredible set.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
January 11th last year was when I did my first gig.
Wow. And how often do you gig? What's what's your plan for the next few years? How are you going to make it?
I mean, so I gig about 2 or 3 times a week, generally.
Standard, yeah.
Make it like my goal for the end of the year, Nottingham Comedy Festival in November. I want to put on some kind of show there just to test longer sets, because right now I'm doing the 10-15 minute stuff.
That's it, nice. And within a year of actually performing, that's pretty good actually. So you were around 100-150 mark really in terms of gigs? Because in the comedy circuit,
a bit over
anything
100.
under 100 you just elite, because in the first 100 you're supposed to do what we call bomb, which PTSDs me. I mean, this totally causes me post-traumatic stress disorder. When I hear people say, oh, I bombed tonight, I'm like, oh my God, you don't have a clue what being bombed looks like. It's not pretty. And you actually almost lose your kind of hearing. Not bad jokes. It's actually you lose your kind of from impact. But yeah, so please don't use the term bomb. You know, just say could have done better. You know, just the thought. You know, because I have been bombed. I've bombed as well. Anyway, so in the first 100, what was the most kind of significant experience for you when you did really well or when you did badly, and why?
So I would say the most significant one might have been my second gig, because the first one I did actually went okay, went better than expected. The second gig, it was at the same venue because they had a monthly open mic. It wasn't comedy; it was spoken word and music, and it was so it was like it was probably me and one other comedian on the bill both of those nights. But the first one actually went better than expected. Second one, I went way too edgy and really didn't go well. But for some reason, failure seems to motivate me. So, like, the day after I did badly, I nearly said the word.
You see, he's learning. There's going to be something out of this chap.
Yeah, but the day after I did badly, I found the new material night in Cambridge. I applied for that, and the next month I was on that. That went surprisingly well as well. So I did that a few more times, and like a few months later, I found like the forums and the regular stuff. And
are you still surprised when you do well?
Yeah, a bit actually.
I can't actually help but kind of like read your inner kind of like script almost when you were speaking. So you're still surprised?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Because you've got to diminish yourself like proper comedian. You know, you know. Do you find yourself like majority? Lots of comedians are like method actors. They stay in that self-diminishing mode. They get off the stage and they're still self-diminishing themselves to total oblivions. And then they wonder, why is their life kind of, why doesn't it have a meaning? Why are they so depressed and stuff like that? Well, get out of the effing character. Just an idea, you know. Are you in that character? You seem kind of too smiley. The
thing is, like, I get excited on stage. Like, it's been noted that, like, I'm a very calm off stage, but like 10 minutes before I go on stage and to 10 minutes after, I'm like super hyperactive. Like,
yes, because I've got that too. What do they call that in neurodiversity? Because it's kind of like almost ADHD, but it's not really.
It's like situational stuff.
It's situational. It's kind of like under stress, under duress. We
just
get
being
ADHD.
Excited, I guess.
But it's our coping strategy. It's our coping strategy. We are live. There you go. You all you ADHD people, we are part-timers. And that's why we have smiles. Wonderful. So where are you heading? Do you want to be a comedian? Do you want to be a great public speaker, influencer? Do you want to grow up? I mean, please don't.
Oh, no, it's stand-up comedy. I've no interest in ever doing other showbizy stuff.
No. And if you were to kind of travel back in time and thank your parents for something that has actually made you happy to do what you're doing today, because you said you're a chef. You're a professional chef. My son is also a professional chef, and he also wants to get out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't you do both? Couldn't you use your humor, for example, to be a chef and a celebrity? And actually, there is a market for that. A lot of them, you know, when you look Gordon Ramsay, you know, how Jamie Oliver made it and stuff, you know, what do you think about your future options? Because both of them are great talents, you know, comedy and cooking.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely talents, but working in the catering industry is not fun. It really isn't. It's especially not conducive to doing comedy as well, because it's late nights and split shifts and crap like that. It's hard work as well. So
yes. And you wouldn't be smiling.
No.
It's not congruent, really. No, that's wonderful, wonderful. So what would you thank your parents for?
Oh, that is a good question. I mean, they're just taking me to the like theatre to see stand-up comedy shows. Like, I remember because Peterborough's got like 3 different theatres, all different sizes. So all kinds of comedians like pass through, and we got different shows. But yeah, definitely, especially in my teenage years, we went to saw a lot of comedy shows.
Wonderful. And that really opened it up, and
I think,
you feel happy to...
Yeah, I think, because I've always enjoyed comedy. Like, I remember I must have been like 6 or 7 years old, and my parents gave me a Peter Kay DVD, and I didn't understand half the jokes he said, but it was funny.
Yes,
It was all the performance. Like, you would say, like, you drink your own piss, you drink your... That's a poor impression, but... He was talking about Slimming World. It's like, I don't know what Slimming World is, I'm 7.
Yes,
so like, he's talking about Bullseye. It's like, I've never watched Bullseye.
Yes. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So actually, having parents who were open-minded to take you with them, because theatre is quite a kind of mature activity in some houses, but they took you from a very young age. How old were you when you went first?
That's a good question. I want to say the first comedian I ever saw like live in person, it would have been Joe Pasquale when I was about 11, I would say.
Wow, wonderful. Well done, parents. Yes,
yeah,
very nice.
That was definitely still one of my favourite performances.
Yes.
He's doing a show, like, he's passing through Peterborough again, like, I think it's in November, but I'm definitely want to see that again.
Luke Harrower, please. Yay.